Welcome back to Fishing 24 Hours, your go-to channel for epic fishing adventures, pro tips, and stories that'll get your heart racing. Today we're diving into a game-changing skill, using sinkers to anchor your bait in subtle currents, locking in monster catches like common carp, tilapia, bass, and catfish. Subtle currents in rivers and lakes can drag your bait away, leaving your float drifting and fish ignoring it. With the right sinker, you'll keep your bait steady and hook big fish like a pro. This video will break down how to choose and rig sinkers, pick prime spots, time your casts, and reel in giants, turning America's waterways into your trophy zone. Grab an ice-cold soda, kick back, and let's hit the water for this sinker-powered fishing quest. It all kicked off one sweltering morning on the Colorado River in Texas, where the water flowed with sneaky undercurrents. Cypress trees lined the banks, and the sun blazed with no shade in sight. Catfish were lurking somewhere, but my crew and I were striking out with light rigs, our floats drifting like tumbleweeds in the current. I was about to pack it in when an old-timer in his 70s, a grizzled angler named Pops, who'd fished these waters since the 70s, chuckled and said, "Son, you need a sinker to hold that bait down. Use a 3-gram teardrop sinker, drop it near the grass, and those catfish'll come running." I took his advice, rigged a 3-gram sinker, cast a dough bait near a grassy bank, and locked the float in place. In under 6 minutes, my float dove, and I reeled in an 8-pound catfish, thrashing like a rock star in the Colorado's murky flow. The crew went wild, hollering under the Texas sun. That day, I hooked more big fish, my bucket heavy, grinning ear to ear. That's when it hit me. Sinkers and currents are a total game changer. This video will spill all the secrets on using sinkers and subtle currents to catch big fish. From why they're critical to choosing and rigging them, picking spots, targeting fish, timing techniques, real-world stories from the Colorado River and Lake Okeechobee, plus beginner tips and safety notes. These tricks work across America's waterways, from Texas's winding rivers to Florida's sprawling lakes, for carp, tilapia, bass, and catfish. Let's dive in. Why are sinkers critical in subtle currents? Subtle currents like those in the Colorado River or Lake Okeechobee look calm on the surface but sneakily pull bait away, making floats drift and baits miss the fish zone. Carp and catfish want bait that stays put to nibble, and if it's drifting, they'll pass. A sinker anchors the bait at the right depth, keeps the float steady, and signals bites clearly. It's light and the bait drifts. Too heavy, and it sinks unnaturally, spooking fish. On the Colorado, a 3-gram sinker held my dough bait steady, drawing catfish in 5 minutes, while no sinker left my float wandering. I once lost a carp at Okeechobee because my sinker was too light, so now I always match the sinker to the current. Choosing and rigging sinkers starts with the type. Use teardrop or bullet sinkers, 2 to 4 grams, depending on the current. For light currents, Colorado River post-strain, use 2 to 3 grams for carp or tilapia. For stronger currents, Okeechobee near outflows. Go 3 to 4 grams for catfish or bass. Rig the sinker on the leader 2 to 4 inches above the hook, using a split shot or stopper to secure it. Drop bait to the bottom, 6 to 8 inches deep for carp and catfish, 4 to 6 inches for tilapia, 8 to 12 inches for bass. Set the float 2 to 4 inches from the hook. Balance 8, fish 4, 2-spot nibbles. Use size 6 to 8 hooks. Mainline 0.302, 0.40 millimeters. Leader 0.202, 0.30 millimeters. Baits like dough, worms, or minced shrimp work great, formed into 0.2-inch balls. Pro tip: test the current first by casting a float without a sinker. If it drifts fast, bump up to a 3 to 4 gram sinker. At Okeechobee, a 3.5-gram sinker kept my bait steady, hooking carp in 6 minutes. Ensure the sinker doesn't snag the bottom or bait sits too deep. If the float jiggles unevenly, lighten the sinker or move spots. Avoid oversized sinkers. Fish sense unnatural bait movement. Prime spots are key. Sinkers shine in rivers and lakes with subtle currents. Grassy banks or submerged roots, like the Colorado River or Lake Okeechobee. Carp and catfish forage near grass or roots where currents slow. Cast near grassy edges, root tangles, or calm pockets, 6 to 8 inches deep. Use a 2 to 4 gram sinker to hold bait. On the Colorado grassy banks, after rain or hot spots, if you don't see bubbles, ripples, or fish shadows, move to a quieter corner with cover. This setup targets carp, tilapia, bass, and catfish. Carp love dough bait on the bottom, 2 to 3 grams sinker. Tilapia hit mid-water, 4 to 6 inches deep, 2 grams sinker, twitching the rod every 2 to 3 seconds. Catfish bite deep, 8 to 12 inches, 3 to 4 gram sinker. Bass strike near grass, 2.5 gram sinker. Quick but gentle hook sets with a 0.20 millimeters leader. Sinkers keep bait in the strike zone, boosting hookups. Timing is critical. Carp and tilapia feed hardest early morning, 4:30 a.m. to 7 a.m. or late afternoon. 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. near grass or roots when light is soft. Catfish bite best at night, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Bass hit at dawn or dusk. Cloudy days, post-rain, or light breezes 5 to 10 miles per hour. Our ideal fish relax and bite hard. On the Colorado, post-rain evenings were prime for catfish. If your float's still, wait for peak hours or move to a spot with ripples. Chumming amps up your game. Before casting, spread chum near grass or roots mix. Cornmeal, minced shrimp. One humid evening on the Colorado River. With cypress trees swaying and no shade, bass were dodging us. My buddies cast without sinkers, their floats drifting in the current. Pops, the old-timer said. Boys, rig a 2.5 gram sinker, drop shrimp bait near the roots, and basil hit. I rigged a 2.5 gram sinker, cast near a root tangle, and in 5 minutes, my float sank. I reeled in a 4-pound bass, splashing like a champ. The crew shouted, "That sinker's fire." I hooked more big fish, my bucket heavy, a Texas memory to brag about. Another time at dawn on Lake Okeechobee, with mist over the water and palms whispering, carp were skittish. My friend's baits drifted mid-lake, no bites. Pops suggested, use a 3 gram sinker, drop dough bait near the grass, and keep that float steady. I followed, rigging a 3 gram sinker, casting near a grassy bank. In 6 minutes, the float dove, and I pulled up a 6-pound carp, gleaming in the sunrise. The gang cheered. Sinker's the deal. I added more fish, feeling like the king of Florida's waters, new to fishing. Sinkers are an easy skill to master. Try them in a river with a 2 to 3 gram sinker, dropping bait to the bottom for carp. I use size 6 to 8 hooks near grass. Note which spots and sinkers work like catfish post-drain. If your float drifts, bump up the sinker or move spots. Fish early mornings, late afternoons, or nights for catfish. Stay quiet and chum regularly. Carry spare 2 to 4 gram sinkers and check lines often. Safety first. Avoid slippery banks on the Colorado after rain. At Okeechobee, wear a life jacket near outflows. Keep noise low. Avoid shadows on the water tilapia and bass spook fast. Set a light behind you for night fishing to avoid tripping. Check hooks and sinkers before casting to prevent cuts. Store bait in a cool, sealed container. Prep is key. Check sunrise, sunset times via apps for prime windows. 4:30 a.m. to 7 a.m., 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., or 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. for catfish. Pack sinkers 2 to 4 grams, baits, dough, shrimp, worms. A 14-foot rod, 2,500 reel. 0.30 to 0.40 millimeters line. Size 6 to 8 hooks, sensitive floats. Bring a chair, sunshade, non-slip shoes. Watch for bubbles or fish shadows. If no bites in 15 minutes, move or adjust the sinker. Level up by using bullet sinkers and strong currents. Twitching near grass, or trying fluorocarbon leaders in murky water. In crowded spots, find a quiet corner. These tricks make you a pro. To level up, test sinker weights and stronger currents. Twitch the rod every 2 to 3 seconds to spread scent, or swap sinkers after big fish to maintain balance. In busy waters, pick secluded spots. These tweaks make you a fish hunting legend. Sinkers and subtle currents are the key to mastering rivers and lakes, turning us waterways into your playground. 3 keys: right sinker, steady bait, prime spot. Every cast with a sinker, fish swarming under cypress shade, feels like a true adventure. When your float sinks, heart pounding, rod grip tight, that's the angler's moment. Rookie or pro, These tips make you the boss of any water. That's a wrap, squad. You've cracked the sinker code, from rigging to landing fish. Hope you're pumped to try it. Smash like, share with your fishing crew, and subscribe to Fishing 24 Hours for more epic guides. Got a killer sinker story? Drop it in the comments, I'm dying to hear. Tight lines, monster catches. See you on the next adventure.